Hello. So let's talk about procedural asset creation inside Unreal using the Houdini. So this is my exploration, and I would like to describe you some of the process and the possibilities how to tackle that and how to work with the Houdini and using that inside the Unreal Engine. So topic we will discuss that will be the Houdini Digital Assets, what are the possibilities, is it game ready, and some examples. So as you see here, I will using Unreal Engine 5 and Houdini. So generally, what's the HDA? So HDA is like package tool with some logic created in the Houdini. What you can export to Unreal and use it like you will use it inside the Houdini. So for this example, you create some technicalities, like here is the chain. You draw die by a spline, and you can pack that to the one node. So what there are possibilities? Now the possibilities is reducing repetitive task. Okay, of course, yeah, because when you create some, I don't know, pipes, let's say for Stray is a good example of the game where there's so many examples where you can use the tools. So for the pipes, there was using the tools created by Houdini. So reducing time, of course, and reducing switching software. Yes, because when you create the HDA, you even don't need to use Houdini, you only stay in the Unreal Engine. And what can be the ideas for the tool? So I did some exploration and I found a couple of games where was quite interesting for me to explore and make by myself as well that tools. So the industrial examples, we have three of games what I found, like mostly are pipes, cable, the constructions, roads, buildings, yeah, some props. So let's investigate a bit more. So for the Far Cry 5, we have the fence and power lines creator. So you draw so line, and on that picture you will see it's like on the line you will spawn the cables. Pretty interesting. For the fence, like you see, you put some simple shapes and you are generate the fences. Okay. For the Ascents game, you have one spline and they are spawning many cables and pipes, and as well I think they are simulated for the collision, so it's quite interesting. This is a huge oh it's not a Far Cry, of course, but that scene is pretty exciting for me and express. Okay, so my exploration. Firstly, I will try with the pipes. So I create in the Houdini the spline, some connection, the mine pipe by sweep probably here on the shape, and as well some smaller cables that are simulate with added forces for the gravity to have the realistic preview for that. So here is the, let's say, the small spaghetti of the Houdini. After that I pack it to the HDA and move to Unreal. Inside the Unreal you will see I just put that HDA Houdini asset inside the Unreal, and you have real-time preview of creating your pipes. So just you need to extrude your spline, and you will see that the cables here are simulated to look like more realistic compared to the just straight line. And of course you have some angles and some deformation of the pipes. It's like not the deformation, you can put here the specific mesh for some corners as well. The next one, just I think about that, we have some, that is a template from Unreal 11 Ruins. You can put some environment stones and just directly by creating some basic shapes for the block out, and when you attach them to the tool, they are combine them, blend them, remesh, and they are also attach the material and create some UV for that. It's pretty interesting. I think there is a plenty space of exploration to do more. Yeah, so here's in the rock that creates one asset. There is some decimation process inside of that tool, and of course automatic UV seams. So for the R&D, I think it's enough. Okay, so buildings. What I did here, just grab some Quixel assets, modular kits, as you hear, see, for create the logic inside the Houdini and import that asset to Unreal. Of course, you will also see that is hierarchical instance static meshes, so this is a good point to discuss about the performance and yeah, the performance inside the Unreal. Okay, so I have like just simple box, and there will attach that four meshes for that box. Of course, I can modify where I want to put the top, bottom assets, and there will attach material instance, and here you will also see that is instanting meshes, so it's pretty efficient. Of course, there is plenty space to develop that more, and you know, it's like now it's just a rough sketch of logic how it's worked. Okay, as well, this is interesting. OSM data, like you have on the website, OpenStreetMaps, you can download the OSM data from your map and export that. So with that file, you can create something. It's like the point cloud map where the building and roads are storage. And here I'm trying to investigate how it will behave in Unreal Engine. So I download the map of my company, so just for fun, how it's look like. So I just import the OSM data, I clip a bit for the area where I'm interested in, so like here I clip them. After that I also probably have the height, the information, so I can reproduce the buildings of that area. This is the point cloud, and attach my previous tool for the building. And of course it's playable, so I just trying to test it on the 3D. As well, I can attach the roads, some additional assets. So here is the splines for the roads, and I also trying to attach some foliage to check if that can work as well. Okay, and this is I pretty like is a walk cutter. So you put only the wall, and you procedurally create some damage inside the wall, or you can cut out the wall by just simply shape. So I create the logic inside the Houdini and trying to import and check how it's behaved inside the Unreal. Of course, there is a plenty way to also develop that tool, but right now, you know, I just decimate the mesh, trying to put some material and check how it's behave. Okay, so this is a good example. So I just adjust this pretty simple shape for adjusting the cut of the wall. Yeah. Okay. Is this game ready? The question. So inside the Houdini, like when you create the point cloud, like the copy to points, like you can copy the mesh to the points, you have the information like the possibilities to pack an instance. So when you create that, you will instance the meshes where is the possibility. As well, you can create the trim textures. So for the color ID, like here, you can put some couple of the material just by one UV. Okay, so the conclusion is the flexibility working side Unreal. Yes, it's game ready. It's scalability definitely, and fast integration process. Yes, of course, making the tool is time consuming. You need to be fluent using the Houdini Unreal Engine, set up the Houdini engine, worked how to work it. There are some problems as well to connect that to know how it's worked. But after a while, you will feel familiar with that, and I think this is a great idea to maybe do some R&D and implement that to your project. But on the other hand, still have in mind the Unreal Engine Insight tool. They also can create some tools, and maybe there is the better solution. But you know, your choose. Okay, thank you for your time. So see you soon in the next tutorial. Bye.